Alright, hi everybody. I wanted to make a bit of a video here to answer some of the questions that I've been getting about the cabinet and like what what it is, how it works, and kind of how much it costs to make if you wanted to make one yourself, where you'd even begin to look if you wanted to set up even like something simpler on your computer or just what needs to be done basically. It's my arcade cabinet is the Mame arcade cabinet. That's MAME, which stands for Multi Arcade Machine Emulator. Which basic, in a nutshell, Mame is a piece of software which runs on a normal computer, and you can download it. It's free to download, and there's a few versions of it, and you set up some kind of a front end with it. It plays what's called a ROM, R-O-M, and a ROM is basically a game. Back in the day when arcade machines ruled, before kind of the consoles kind of knocked off the arcade machine a little bit, because you could play a lot of them at home. So before consoles and all that stuff, there were arcade games, and they kind of reigned supreme. And the game, instead of being on a disc or installed on a computer, it was a thing called a ROM. It was a board, and it was a hardware, actually a bit of hardware, which was like a big, almost looked like a motherboard but bigger with lots of different chips on it, and that's called a ROM. So what MAME does, it's an emulator, so it has the ROM files on there. They're all fairly pretty small. I think the biggest ROM you can get is about 35 meg, I think. They're all usually a couple of hundred kilobytes. And you just put all the ROMs in your ROM directory, and it just loads them up, and you can just play the game. Normally, if you're playing with a keyboard, you'd press like 5 for a credit, 1 to start, and you use the arrow keys and control and shift for like button 1, button 2, space bar for button 3. Depending on the game. So what the arcade cabinet that I've made here, which I'll show you in a second, which I'm sure you've all seen 1,000 times, but if you haven't, you'll see in a second. The arcade cabinet basically emulates a keyboard. You're basically making like a really fancy computer case with a really simple keyboard, and it's all hooked up. It's much easier than it looks. It's much easier to do. It just takes doing it. So I'll take a leaf out of Johnny Taste Test's book today and use multiple cuts, and so I'll try and get a decent video here for you. I apologise about the light. I don't really have many good places to film this. So so I'll give you a bit of the cab, what I still need to do on the cab, and maybe what I'd do differently if I can think of anything. Okay, so here's the machine. I've had to dim the lights a bit here because there was glare coming off the window, as you can see, and don't really have many other places I can film this. So the arcade machine is basically it's made of MDF, 16 and I think 12 mil MDF. I made it all from scratch. It's painted in high gloss enamel paint. I've got got the red here, and you've got some T-moulding here as well. That plastic T-moulding which you see on the corners of cabinets and that kind of stuff. It gives that really nice feel, and also makes it much more durable. It's got a coin mechanism here, which you insert coins, and it's got a coin reject there. I haven't used this coin mech before. I have experience with another kind of coin mech, mechanism which I put in another machine, but I haven't used this, and it's electronic as instead of analog. It doesn't flick a little switch. It actually registers coins electronically, which means more can go wrong. And subsequently, I can't get this one working yet. I will get it working. You can credit up the machine, but at the moment it's not working. So I'll fire it up, and I think it's 26 seconds, I think, from this button to a working front end for the cabinet. So let's try it. So you can see I've got illuminated buttons, which very briefly work. There's a button there, and they've got this little switch there which handles the electronics and the key presses, makes a little click noise, and inside you've got a little bulb which just goes through there. Very simple. That just sits in there and you wire it up. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, so this is Sammy's arcade. It's got Robotech running in the background, the music. I've got a whole bunch of awesome songs running there. For everything from, as you heard before, Danger Zone, right into the Danger Zone from Top Gun, whatever. A bunch of 80s classics. So, the front end here, I've got about 8,000 games on this. Almost every arcade game ever produced, I've got a the Top Gun theme song just came on. Shame. Sorry, I'm just getting into the music. So this is a D's. You know, there's a lot there. So you can set up different lists here. So I've got bizarre or funny, like some stupid some slightly weird games that you get, weird pixelated women to strip. So you can't see very well. I'll get you a better view. Multiple cuts. The magic of television. Okay, that's a slightly better view. Sorry, the colours are really shy. This is you have to trust me, it looks better. So I've got here, I've just listed famous games. Like you've got 1942, Bubble Bobble, Donkey Kong, Double Dragon, Galaga, Ghosts and Goblins, all that. Oops, sorry. Ghosts and Goblins, all that kind of stuff, you know. It shows a preview of the game here on the left. And I've got Sammy's recommendations, which is basically my favourite games, you know, that I play regularly. And then back to the all games list. So you can set up these quite easily. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I'll fire up a game real quick here, and we'll see how we go. So you just press the player 1 button here. Ooh, magic of television. Let's change scenes. Go! Alright, we're back on track. There you go, how's that? Sammy's Arcade, isometric. That's not isometric, people will say, and I'll say, fuck off, it's my video. So what game do you want to play? Let's go maybe famous games, what you might like. A bit of Pac-Man. Let's be honest, 1942 is the best game ever produced, so any other game's a waste of time. So let's crank that one open. Normally you put credits in at this point, but I've got a cheat which gives you credits. Yeah, you can't really see. So I think the sound's down quite a bit here, so you probably can't hear much. Anyway, this is the game playing. Probably about as boring as watching paint dry for you people, so we'll quit. And it goes back to the game selection. Pretty fucking cool, eh? Alright, now I'm going to show you what should I show you? Probably the back side of it. Alright, I'll show you inside all the computer bits.